Spirit Dog was an ordinary dog. He lived in a small town near Sedona. The town was nestled amidst beautiful red rocks and sparkling streams. His days were filled with simple joys. He chased butterflies in sun-drenched trails. He played fetch with his beloved human family. He curled up by the warm hearth as the day came to a close. Yet, beneath the surface of his ordinary life, Spirit Dog felt a profound yearning. He sensed a deeper meaning to existence. This feeling was a persistent whisper in his heart. He longed to uncover the secrets of the universe. The world held a mysterious allure. Spirit Dog would often stare up at the star-strewn sky. He felt a connection to something vast and unknown. He sensed the interconnectedness of all things. He knew there was more to life than met the eye. His soul yearned for knowledge and understanding. This yearning was not just a passing fancy, it was a deep-seated longing that grew stronger with each passing day. Spirit Dog knew he was destined for something more. He was meant to embark on a journey of a lifetime. One night, as the moon bathed the world in its silvery glow, Spirit Dog had a dream. It was not an ordinary dream filled with chasing squirrels or barking at the mailman. This dream was different. It was vivid, profound, and life-altering. In his dream, Spirit Dog found himself on a majestic mountaintop. The air crackled with energy. Before him stood a wise old owl with eyes that twinkled like distant stars. The owl spoke to Spirit Dog, its voice a melodious whisper that echoed through his very being. Spirit Dog, the owl said, you are chosen for a great adventure. A journey of enlightenment awaits you. You will travel far and wide, seeking wisdom from the greatest minds across time and dimensions. Spirit Dog was filled with a sense of awe and excitement. He had been waiting for this moment, even if he hadn't consciously known it. The dream felt like a confirmation of everything he had ever sensed deep within his soul. The owl continued, you will meet Thoth, the Atlantean keeper of ancient knowledge. You will learn from Hermes Trismegistus, the Egyptian master of alchemy, Merlin the wizard, Buddha, the enlightened one, Lao Tzu, the father of Taoism. They all await you. As the owl spoke, images flashed before Spirit Dog's eyes. He saw himself traveling through time and space, meeting these legendary figures. He saw himself absorbing their wisdom, growing in knowledge and understanding. He knew that his life would never be the same. Spirit Dog awoke with a start. The dream lingered, its images seared into his memory. The morning sun streamed through the window, but Spirit Dog felt no desire for his usual routine. The butterflies in the meadow could wait, the squirrels could taunt him another day. The owl's words echoed in his mind. A journey of enlightenment awaits you. Spirit Dog's heart pounded with a mix of trepidation and excitement. He knew he could no longer ignore the call. The whispers of destiny had become a roar he could not silence. He stood at the edge of the village, gazing at the distant mountains. They seemed to beckon him, promising adventure and wisdom. He thought of his family. They would worry, he knew, but he also knew they would understand. They had always sensed his specialness. With a deep breath and a determined glint in his eye, Spirit Dog set off. He had no map, no guidebook, only the whisper of destiny guiding his paws. He knew in his heart that he was embarking on a journey that would transform him forever. Each step away from the familiar filled him with a strange mix of fear and exhilaration. The world stretched before him, vast and unknown, and for the first time in his life, Spirit Dog embraced the unknown with open paws. He was ready to meet his destiny. His journey began with a single paw step, then another and another. Each step was a step into the unknown, a step closer to fulfilling his destiny. He walked through fields of wildflowers, their vibrant colors a symphony for his senses. He followed winding streams, their gentle murmurs a soothing melody to his ears. He journeyed through dense forests, the sunlight dappling through the leaves, creating an ethereal glow. The forest was alive with the sounds of nature, the chirping of crickets, the rustling of leaves, the distant call of birds. Spirit Dog felt a sense of peace settle over him. He was a part of something larger than himself. He crossed rushing rivers, feeling the cool water on his fur. He climbed rocky hills, the wind whipping through his fur as he ascended. With each passing day, he felt himself growing stronger, more resilient. The journey was transforming him, shaping him into the dog he was destined to be. Along the way, he encountered other creatures. A wise old tortoise, a playful family of otters, a majestic stag with antlers like a crown. Each encounter offered a lesson, a moment of connection, a reminder that he was not alone on his journey. The world was filled with teachers if one knew where to look. As the sun began to set, casting long shadows across the land, Spirit Dog knew he had to find shelter for the night. He curled up beneath a towering oak tree, its branches reaching towards the heavens like arms. Gazing up at the stars, he remembered the owl's words. His journey had just begun. Days turned into weeks as Spirit Dog journeyed westward, following a pull he felt deep within his soul. He crossed vast plains, feeling the wind whisper secrets in his ears. He sensed he was drawing closer to his first great teacher, the Atlantean sage, Thoth. The whispers on the wind grew stronger, guiding him towards a towering mountain range that seemed to pierce the heavens. The mountains were shrouded in mist, their peaks lost in the swirling clouds. An aura of ancient power emanated from them, filling Spirit Dog with a sense of awe. The air grows heavy with the scent of pine and wildflowers. The path is steeper now, winding through dense forests and alongside cascading waterfalls. I can feel it, a surge of anticipation. Finally, after what felt like an eternity, he reached a hidden valley bathed in an ethereal light. In the center of the valley stood a magnificent temple, its white marble columns gleaming in the sunlight. This, he sensed, was his destination. This was the abode of Thoth. Spirit Dog cautiously entered the temple, his paws echoing on the smooth marble floor. The air within was cool and still, fragrant with the scent of incense. Hieroglyphs adorned the walls, their intricate symbols telling stories of a time long past. In the center of the temple, amidst a circle of flickering torches, sat a figure of immense presence. He was tall and regal, with piercing blue eyes that seemed to hold the wisdom of ages. He wore a long, flowing robe, adorned with symbols that resonated with a deep power. "Greetings, Spirit Dog, I have been expecting you." Spirit Dog bowed his head in reverence, recognizing the presence of Thoth, the Atlantean master of knowledge. Thoth gestured towards a set of emerald tablets resting on a pedestal before him. The tablets pulsed with a soft green light. These, Spirit Dog, are the Emerald Tablets. They contain the ancient wisdom of Atlantis, the secrets of the universe. Spirit Dog approached the tablets, drawn by their mystical energy. As he gazed into their emerald depths, he felt his mind expanding, absorbing the knowledge contained within. Thoth began to speak, his voice a deep, resonant hum. The universe, Spirit Dog, is governed by laws, principles that maintain balance and harmony. These laws are immutable, eternal, and understanding them is the key to unlocking the mysteries of existence. Spirit Dog listened intently, his mind racing to grasp the profound concepts Thoth was revealing. The principle of cause and effect dictates that every action creates a corresponding reaction. The principle of rhythm governs the ebb and flow of energy, the cycles of creation and destruction. Thoth spoke of the interconnectedness of all things, the delicate balance that held the universe in harmony. He emphasized the importance of living in alignment with these universal laws. When you understand these laws, Spirit Dog, you can begin to master your own destiny. You can harness the power of the universe to manifest your desires and live a life of purpose and fulfillment. With a heavy heart, Spirit Dog bid farewell to Thoth. He had learned so much from the Atlantean master, his mind brimming with new knowledge and understanding. Yet, he knew his journey was far from over. The whispers of destiny guided him onward, this time towards the land of ancient Egypt. I feel a tingling sensation, a shift in the energy around me. The air shimmered and the scenery began to morph. Lush green valleys gave way to rolling sand dunes, the air growing hot and dry. The sun beat down relentlessly, but Spirit Dog pressed onward, guided by an unseen force. He emerged from a shimmering portal, blinking in the harsh desert sunlight. Towering pyramids pierced the cloudless sky, their ancient stones whispering tales of a glorious past. He had arrived in ancient Egypt, a land steeped in mystery and magic. Instinctively, I know I am searching for another great teacher, one who could further illuminate the path of enlightenment. I seek Hermes Trismegistus, the legendary alchemist and sage known as the Thrice Great. Following a trail of ancient energy, Spirit Dog found himself at the entrance of a hidden temple. Intricate carvings adorned its walls, depicting gods and goddesses, symbols of a powerful and mystical belief system. He entered cautiously, his senses heightened, alert to the energy that permeated the sacred space. In the heart of the temple, amidst swirling incense smoke and flickering oil lamps, stood a figure radiating wisdom and power. He was clad in white linen robes, his head adorned with a golden crown. His eyes, filled with ancient knowledge, met Spirit Dog's with a knowing gaze. This was Hermes Trismegistus. Welcome, Spirit Dog. Your journey has led you here to the cradle of alchemy and the secrets of the universe. Spirit Dog bowed his head in reverence, eager to receive the wisdom Hermes possessed. Hermes gestured towards the elaborate carvings on the temple walls.
These images depict the Hermetic principles, the fundamental truths that govern all creation.
As above, so below, as within, so without. This principle, Spirit Dog, reveals the interconnectedness of all things. The microcosm reflects the macrocosm and vice versa. Spirit Dog's mind raced to comprehend this profound truth. He realized that Thoth's teachings on balance and harmony resonated with Hermes' words. The universe was a web of interconnected energies, reflecting and influencing each other at every level. The Emerald Tablet, a sacred text passed down through generations, holds the key to understanding these principles. It speaks of the unity of all creation, the divine essence that flows through all things. Spirit Dog recalled the Emerald Tablets he had encountered in Atlantis. He felt a connection, a thread weaving through time and space, linking Thoth's teachings to Hermes' wisdom. It was as if the Emerald Tablet itself was guiding him on this journey of enlightenment. Hermes led Spirit Dog deeper into the temple, arriving at a chamber filled with alchemical tools and ingredients. Strange scents filled the air, pungent sulfur, sweet myrrh, and earthy herbs. It was a place of transformation, where the elements danced to the rhythm of ancient wisdom. Alchemy, Spirit Dog, is not merely the transmutation of physical matter, but also the transformation of the soul. It is about understanding the duality of existence, light and darkness, masculine and feminine, spirit and matter, and seeking to find balance within. Spirit Dog observed curiously as Hermes worked, his movements fluid and precise. He combined various substances in a crucible, heating them over a flame. The mixture bubbled and hissed, transforming into something new, something magical. Just as we strive to transmute lead into gold, so too must we strive to transmute our lower selves into our higher selves. We must shed our limitations, our fears, and embrace our true potential. Leaving the sun-drenched sands of Egypt behind, Spirit Dog felt a familiar tingling sensation. It was the feeling of time and space bending around him, preparing to transport him to his next destination. The air shimmered, and the scent of desert sand morphed into the damp smell of moss and earth. He closed his eyes, embracing the disorientation of dimensional travel. The echoes of Hermes Trismegistus' teachings faded, replaced by a symphony of birdsong and rustling leaves. When he opened his eyes again, he stood at the edge of a primeval forest, sunlight filtering through the canopy above. A sense of ancient wisdom permeated the air, whispering of powerful magic and forgotten lore. This was a place where time moved differently, where the veil between worlds felt thin. This was the realm of Merlin, the legendary wizard of Arthurian legend. Spirit Dog took a tentative step into the forest, his senses on high alert. The trees here were ancient, their gnarled branches heavy with moss and lichen. Sunlight dripped through the leaves like liquid gold, illuminating a path that beckoned him deeper into the woods. Silent, feeling the vibrant energy, the path wound through groves of towering oaks and ancient yews, their roots intertwined like slumbering serpents. Strange and beautiful flowers bloomed in the dappled shade, their petals painted in colours Spirit Dog had never seen before. The air hummed with a vibrant energy, a symphony of life force that vibrated through his very being. He sensed eyes watching him, unseen creatures moving silently through the undergrowth. Yet there was no malice in their gaze, only curiosity and a deep respect for the ancient magic that flowed through this sacred place. Spirit Dog felt strangely at ease, guided by an invisible hand towards the heart of the forest. As he journeyed deeper, the trees thinned, revealing a clearing bathed in an ethereal light. In the center stood a towering oak, its branches reaching towards the heavens like the arms of a giant. Beneath the oak, seated on a moss-covered stone, was an old man with eyes that twinkled like distant stars. Spirit Dog recognized him instantly. This was Merlin, his wisdom radiating outwards like warmth from a hearth fire. The air crackled with latent power, a testament to the wizard's mastery over the forces of nature. Welcome, Spirit Dog. Your journey has led you here to the heart of magic and the wellspring of transformation. Spirit Dog bowed his head respectfully, drawn to the wizard's aura of quiet power. Merlin gestured to the space beside him on the moss-covered stone, inviting Spirit Dog to share his wisdom. As they sat together, bathed in the emerald light filtering through the leaves, Merlin began to speak of the nature of magic. Magic, my friend, is not merely the conjuring of spells and incantations. It is the art of aligning your will with the flow of the universe, of harnessing the power of intention to shape your reality. He pointed towards a nearby stream, where a salmon leapt from the water, its silver scales catching the sunlight. Just as the salmon swims upstream, driven by an instinctual knowing of its destination, so too must you learn to navigate the currents of life with intention and purpose. Merlin spoke of the ever-changing nature of reality, the constant flux and flow of energy that governs all things. He emphasized the importance of embracing change, of adapting to the ebb and flow of life with grace and resilience. Resisting change is like trying to hold back the tide. It is a futile effort that will only lead to suffering. He plucked a leaf from a nearby branch, watching as it drifted to the ground, carried by the gentle breeze. Just as the trees shed their leaves in autumn, making way for new growth in the spring, so too must you be willing to release that which no longer serves you, to make space for new possibilities to emerge. Spirit Dog observed the leaf as it danced on the wind, realizing the profound truth in Merlin's words. Change was inevitable, a fundamental part of the natural order. The key, he realized, was to surrender to the flow, to trust that even in the midst of uncertainty, the universe was conspiring to guide him towards his highest good. After his time with Merlin, Spirit Dog felt a shift in his journey. The whispers of destiny carried him eastward, towards a land of ancient wisdom and spiritual awakening. I feel the call guiding me forward. He traversed towering mountain ranges, their snow-capped peaks piercing the clouds. He navigated through dense jungles, their verdant canopies alive with exotic birds and curious creatures. He crossed vast deserts, the sun beating down on his fur, his only guide the whispers of the wind. With each step, he felt a growing sense of anticipation, a knowing that he was approaching a pivotal point in his journey. Each step brings me closer to my destiny. The landscapes he encountered on this leg of his journey were as diverse as they were breathtaking. He encountered nomadic tribes who shared their meager food and offered him shelter in their tents. He crossed paths with wise hermits who lived in caves, their eyes reflecting years of meditation and introspection. Through it all, Spirit Dog maintained his unwavering focus, his inner compass attuned to the call of destiny. He was drawn towards a single destination, the heart of ancient India, where a profound teacher awaited him. "I'm ready to meet my teacher and embrace the wisdom that awaits." Finally, after what felt like an eternity, Spirit Dog arrived at a grove of towering trees. A sense of peace and tranquility permeated the air, a stark contrast to the harsh landscapes he had traversed. In the center of the grove stood a magnificent fig tree, its branches spreading outwards like welcoming arms. Beneath the tree, seated in deep meditation, was a figure radiating an aura of profound serenity. His eyes were closed, yet Spirit Dog felt seen, known, understood. This was Siddhartha Gautama, the Buddha, the awakened one. Spirit Dog approached cautiously, his paws barely making a sound on the soft earth. He settled down at the edge of the grove, his gaze drawn to the Buddha's serene countenance. He felt a sense of coming home, of finding a peace he had been seeking for lifetimes. As if sensing Spirit Dog's presence, the Buddha slowly opened his eyes. His gaze was filled with compassion and wisdom, a reflection of the enlightenment he had attained. He smiled gently at Spirit Dog, acknowledging his presence with a silent nod. "Welcome, traveler. Your journey has led you here, to the foot of the Bodhi tree, where the path to liberation unfolds." Spirit Dog bowed his head in reverence, his heart overflowing with gratitude for the opportunity to learn from this enlightened being. The Buddha began to speak of the Four Noble Truths, the foundation of his teachings. The first truth, my friend, is the truth of suffering. Life is inherently impermanent, filled with change and uncertainty. Clinging to that which is fleeting leads to dissatisfaction and pain. Spirit Dog reflected on his own journey, the challenges he had faced, the losses he had endured. He realized the truth in the Buddha's words: attachment to the impermanent inevitably led to suffering. The second truth is the truth of the cause of suffering. Our own desires, our attachments, and our aversions create the conditions for our suffering. Spirit Dog listened intently, his mind absorbing the Buddha's words like a sponge. He realized that his own desires for knowledge, for enlightenment, had at times fueled his own restlessness and discontent. The third truth is the truth of the cessation of suffering. By understanding the nature of desire and letting go of attachment, we can find true liberation. Spirit Dog felt a glimmer of hope ignite within him. If suffering arose from attachment, then surely liberation could be found in detachment. Guided by an unseen hand, Spirit Dog ventured further eastward. His journey took him through bamboo forests that whispered ancient secrets in the wind. He crossed rivers that flowed like silver ribbons through emerald valleys, their currents reflecting the ever-changing nature of existence. He felt a growing sense of anticipation, a knowing that he was approaching a powerful source of wisdom. The air grew heavy with the scent of pine and wildflowers as Spirit Dog ascended a winding mountain path. He could feel the energy of the place shifting, becoming more still, more profound. At the summit, shrouded in mist and bathed in an ethereal light, stood a humble hut. Spirit Dog approached cautiously, his senses heightened. He could sense a presence within the hut, ancient and wise, yet gentle and unassuming. He barked softly, a greeting of respect and reverence. The door creaked open, revealing an old man with a long white beard and eyes that twinkled with wisdom. He smiled warmly at Spirit Dog, inviting him inside. "Welcome, traveler. I've been expecting you." Spirit Dog stepped inside, immediately feeling a sense of peace wash over him. The hut was sparsely furnished, yet it radiated an aura of serenity and contentment. The old man gestured for Spirit Dog to sit beside him on a simple straw mat. "I am Lao Tzu, and this is the heart of Tao." Spirit Dog tilted his head, eager to understand. Lao Tzu smiled, recognizing the dog's thirst for knowledge. "The Tao is the way, the flow of the universe, the natural order of all things." He picked up a smooth, round stone from the floor and held it out for Spirit Dog to see. The Tao cannot be grasped, it can only be experienced. It is like this stone, simple, natural, yet containing within it the essence of the universe. Lao Tzu spoke of the importance of living in harmony with the Tao, of aligning oneself with the natural flow of life. He introduced Spirit Dog to the concept of effortless action or action through non-action. When we resist the Tao, we create suffering for ourselves and others. But when we surrender to the flow, when we act with intention yet without force, we tap into a power greater than ourselves. He demonstrated by effortlessly catching a falling leaf in his hand. See how the leaf surrenders to the wind? It does not fight, it does not resist, it simply flows. Spirit Dog watched as Lao Tzu released the leaf, allowing the wind to carry it away. He understood. To live in harmony with the Tao was to become like the leaf, flexible, adaptable, and always in alignment with the present moment. Lao Tzu's teachings resonated deeply within my soul. I realized that my journey was not just about traveling to distant lands and meeting wise masters. It was about embarking on an inner journey of self-discovery, of peeling away layers of conditioning and preconceived notions to reveal the truth that resided within. The greatest journey, Lao Tzu said, his eyes twinkling with wisdom, is the journey inward. It is in the depths of our own being that we discover the infinite wellspring of wisdom and peace. I gazed out at the serene mountain vista, a contemplative expression on my face. I realized that the answers I sought were not to be found in books or teachings, but within the silence of my own heart. The journey to enlightenment was a journey of remembering who I truly was, a being of pure consciousness, eternally connected to the flow of the Tao. A profound sense of purpose propelled Spirit Dog westward. He was leaving the serene landscapes of the East, his heart brimming with the wisdom of Lao Tzu. Yet he knew his journey was far from over. The whispers of destiny guided him towards new horizons, towards the ancient land of Greece. I journeyed across arid plains and through olive groves bathed in the golden Mediterranean sunlight. I navigated bustling port cities, marveling at the ships laden with goods from distant lands. I felt a shift in the energy, a quickening of pace, a surge of intellectual curiosity that drew me towards my next destination. Finally, he arrived in Athens, the heart of ancient Greece. The air buzzed with activity, a symphony of human voices engaged in lively debate and philosophical discourse. Spirit Dog found himself drawn to the agora, the central gathering place where ideas were exchanged as freely as goods and services.
In the midst of the bustling marketplace, surrounded by philosophers, poets, and politicians, stood a man whose very presence seemed to crackle with intellectual energy. He was unassuming in appearance, yet his piercing gaze and the challenging questions that flowed from his lips marked him as a man of extraordinary intellect. This was Socrates.
Spirit Dog approached cautiously, drawn to Socrates' magnetic aura. The philosopher, sensing the dog's presence, turned his gaze upon him. A flicker of recognition, of amusement crossed his features. Well, what have we here? A fellow seeker of wisdom, I presume? Spirit Dog wagged his tail politely, acknowledging the philosopher's greeting. Socrates, intrigued by the dog's obvious intelligence, gestured for him to stay close. Come, friend. Join me in my quest for knowledge. Tell me, what do you understand about virtue? What is the good life, and how do we live it? Spirit Dog tilted his head, pondering the question. He had encountered various forms of wisdom on his journey, but the concept of virtue, of living an ethical life, held a particular resonance. Do not feel pressured to offer an answer. The unexamined life is not worth living, but true wisdom begins with acknowledging what we do not know. Leaving the bustling energy of Athens behind, Spirit Dog ventured eastward once more, his heart filled with the echoes of Socrates' challenging questions. He traveled through rugged mountains and across fertile plains, his journey taking him to the heart of ancient China. He was drawn by a sense of ancient wisdom, a deep respect for tradition, and the pursuit of social harmony. I could feel a palpable energy in the air, a sense of order and purpose that permeated every aspect of life. This was the time of Confucius, the great philosopher and sage whose teachings had shaped the moral fabric of Chinese society for centuries. Spirit Dog observed the citizens going about their daily lives, struck by the sense of respect and decorum that governed their interactions. He saw children practicing calligraphy, their movements precise and graceful, reflecting the emphasis on discipline and refinement in Confucian thought. He witnessed merchants conducting business with fairness and integrity, their transactions guided by a code of ethics that valued honesty and trustworthiness. I found Confucius in a quiet garden, surrounded by his disciples. The master, as he was known, was a man of dignified bearing and profound wisdom. His teachings emphasized the importance of virtue, education, and social harmony. Spirit Dog approached respectfully, drawn to Confucius's aura of wisdom and compassion. The master, sensing the dog's presence, smiled gently. "Welcome, traveler, your journey has led you to us. What is it that you seek?" Spirit Dog wagged his tail gently, acknowledging the master's greeting. He had come seeking a deeper understanding of ethics, of the principles that guided a harmonious society. Confucius, recognizing the dog's thirst for knowledge, began to speak of the 5 constant virtues: benevolence, righteousness, propriety, wisdom, and trustworthiness. These virtues are the foundation of a just and harmonious society. They are the guiding principles that should govern our relationships with ourselves, with others, and with the world around us. Spirit Dog listened intently, his mind absorbing the master's teachings. He realized that true enlightenment was not merely an individual pursuit, but a collective endeavor. A harmonious society, he understood, was built upon a foundation of shared values and ethical conduct. It is through cultivating these virtues within ourselves that we can create a more just and compassionate world. Spirit Dog's journey took a turn towards the mystical as he ventured into the heart of Persia. The whispers of destiny led him through bustling bazaars filled with the scent of exotic spices and the vibrant colors of hand-woven carpets. He crossed sun-drenched deserts, the wind whispering tales of ancient wisdom and divine love. He arrived in a city renowned for its beauty and its spiritual significance, Konya, the home of the whirling dervishes. There, in a grand mosque adorned with intricate mosaics and soaring minarets, I witnessed a sight that took my breath away. A group of men, clad in long white robes, spun gracefully in a circle, their movements both mesmerizing and deeply spiritual. Their eyes were closed, their faces serene as they twirled with an otherworldly grace, their bodies becoming a conduit for divine energy. This was the Sema, the sacred whirling ceremony of the Mevlevi order, a mystical Sufi tradition that sought union with the divine through music, poetry, and ecstatic dance. I felt a profound sense of peace wash over me as I observed the whirling dervishes. Their movements were not merely a performance, they were a form of prayer, a meditation in motion that transported them to a realm beyond the physical. He could feel the energy in the room shifting, becoming charged with a palpable sense of love, devotion, and longing for the divine. Drawn by an invisible force, Spirit Dog approached a man who sat quietly observing the whirling dervishes. He was older than the dancers, his face etched with wisdom and his eyes radiating a deep inner peace. This, I sensed, was Jalal ad-Din Muhammad Rumi, the mystical poet and Sufi master known throughout Persia for his ecstatic verses and his profound teachings on divine love. Rumi, as if sensing Spirit Dog's presence, turned towards him and smiled. His smile was warm and inviting, a reflection of the love that poured from his very being. Welcome, traveler. Your journey has led you to the heart of love, the essence of the divine that dwells within us all. Spirit Dog settled down at Rumi's feet, his gaze drawn to the master's serene countenance. He felt a deep resonance with Rumi's words, a sense of recognition that transcended language and culture. I felt a deep resonance with his words, a sense of recognition that transcended language and culture. Rumi, perceiving the dog's understanding, began to speak of the language of the heart. A language that spoke not in words but in feelings, in the universal longing for connection, for unity, for love. The heart is the bridge between the physical and the spiritual. It is the seat of intuition, of compassion, of the divine spark that resides within each and every one of us. Section 3. Dancing with the Divine. Rumi spoke of the importance of listening to the whispers of the heart, of following the path of love, even when it led through darkness and uncertainty. He taught that true enlightenment was not about escaping the world, but about embracing it fully, finding the divine in every moment, in every encounter, in every breath. Love, Rumi declared, his eyes twinkling with divine inspiration, is the language that the universe understands. It is the force that binds us all, the energy that animates all creation. To love is to touch the face of God. He gestured towards the whirling dervishes, who continued their graceful dance, their bodies a blur of white against the backdrop of the mosque's intricate mosaics. "See how they surrender to the music, to the rhythm of the universe?" Rumi asked, his voice filled with awe. "They have become one with the divine dance. Their movements a reflection of the love that flows through all things." Spirit Dog watched in awe and wonder, his heart swelling with a love he had never known before. He understood that Rumi's words were not merely poetry, but a roadmap to a deeper understanding of existence. To embrace the mystical, to surrender to the flow of love, was to tap into a power that transcended the limitations of the physical world. Section 4. The Path of the Heart. Rumi's teachings struck a deep chord within Spirit Dog's soul. He realized that his journey to enlightenment was not about accumulating knowledge or mastering ancient techniques. It was about opening his heart to the infinite love that permeated the universe, to allow that love to guide his every step, every thought, every action. The path of the heart, Rumi concluded, his gaze meeting Spirit Dog's with a profound depth of understanding, is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage, surrender, and an unwavering faith in the unseen. But the rewards, my friend, are beyond measure. Spirit Dog, bathed in the warm light streaming through the mosque's stained glass windows, contemplated Rumi's teachings. He knew that his journey was far from over, but he also knew that he was no longer the same dog who had embarked on this adventure. He had tasted the nectar of divine love, and his thirst for enlightenment would never be quenched. He was ready to embrace the unknown with an open heart, to dance with the divine in every step he took. He was ready to share the love he had found with the world. Section 1. The Return of Spirit Dog. After years of traversing time and dimensions, Spirit Dog felt a familiar pull. It was the call of home, a gentle tug at his heartstrings. His journey had taken him to the furthest reaches of wisdom and back, and now it was time to return to where it all began. He stepped back into his village, the world seemingly unchanged, yet he was profoundly different. The simple sights and sounds, children's laughter, the rustling leaves, the familiar scent of his humans baking, filled him with a profound sense of peace. He carried the wisdom of Thoth, the compassion of Buddha, the playfulness of Merlin, and the love of Rumi, all woven into the fabric of his being. His human family welcomed him back with tears of joy and overwhelming love. They had missed their beloved companion, yet they sensed he had returned a changed dog. His eyes sparkled with a newfound depth, and his presence radiated a quiet wisdom that calmed their hearts. He resumed his old life, playing fetch and curling up by the fire, but now these simple acts were imbued with a deeper meaning. He saw the divine spark in the eyes of every creature he encountered, the interconnectedness of all things in the gentle sway of a tree branch. Section 2. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Spirit Dog's journey, however, was far from over. He realized that his experiences were not meant to be kept to himself. He was meant to share the wisdom he had gained, to guide others towards their own path of enlightenment. He began to teach, not through words, but through his presence, his actions, his very being. He listened with his heart, offering comfort and guidance to those who were lost or hurting. He reminded others of the simple joys of life, the beauty present in every moment, if only they opened their eyes to see it. And so this book, Liar, Liar, Pants on Fire, was born. It is an invitation, a gentle nudge, to embark on your own journey of self-discovery. Spirit Dog, through these pages, whispers the wisdom of the ages, reminding you of the truths that lie dormant within your own heart. It is a call to confront the lies you tell yourself, the limiting beliefs that hold you back from living a life of authenticity and joy. It is a reminder that you are not alone on this journey, that the universe conspires to support you every step of the way.